Hello and welcome to Canguro English. I'm Christian and this is the IELTS Academic exam writing preparation class. So for me, this is probably the most difficult part of the exam to teach students because some people are naturally better writers than others. So you have to learn two things really. You have to learn, one, how to write well, and secondly, how to write well in English. So that makes it doubly difficult. But now I'm going to show you some techniques that will help you during the exam. And then also you should watch the writing masterclass, the link is here, to improve your writing in general. Okay, let's look at some techniques. First, let's look at the exam format, okay? So, the exam is 60 minutes long, and it consists of two tasks. So, the first task is to summarize, explain, or describe non-verbal information. So maybe a graph, chart, or diagram, okay, something like this. And the second task is to write a short essay, so about a topic, or could be about anything really, okay? Two very important things, okay? So the 150 words and 250 words, okay, these are minimums. So you can write 1,000 words or 10,000 words if you have time, but these are the minimum that you must write. So please don't write less than this, okay? And the second thing is that part two, the short essay, is worth twice as many marks as part one, okay? So now we need to look at the actual criteria. So what's the difference between a band 8 and a band 3? So these are the criteria used by Cambridge to assess your IELTS, to decide whether you're band 8 or band 5. Okay? So the first one is task achievement or task response. Okay? So did you answer the question? Okay? Did you do exactly what they asked for? Okay? So for example, if you are asked to describe a diagram and you don't describe the diagram, or you describe features that are not in the diagram, then you can expect a very low band. Okay? This is similar to following the instructions. The next one is coherence and cohesion. So coherence, does it make sense? The ideas that you talk about, are they logical? Okay? And cohesion, when I look at your entire text, is it talking about one idea, or is it going off and talking about lots of different things not related to the subject? Okay, that's what this is about. If in your text you start to answer the question and then you decide to talk about your previous holiday, which is unrelated to the subject, you can expect a low band. So the next one is your lexical resource. Okay, so this is your vocabulary, your spelling, and your word formation. Okay? So are you using your plurals correctly? Are they spelt correctly? Do you have a good range of vocabulary, or are you always repeating yourself? Okay? If you show a good range of vocabulary with some rare words, if your plurals are formed correctly and spelt correctly, you can expect a high mark, otherwise low. Okay? And the final part is your grammatical range and accuracy. So in your text, are you using all of the grammar features from the present simple to the third conditional to the past perfect? And more importantly, when you use these structures, are they correct? Or do you make lots of mistakes with conjugations or construction? And then this links into your coherence. So they all work together, okay, to give you your band. Okay, so now some tips specifically for the IELTS exam, okay? So my first tip, as always, is follow the instructions. If they ask for a minimum of 150 words, don't write 130 words, okay? You will lose marks, okay? It's just stupid. Or if they ask you to talk about holidays, don't talk about the dinner you had, okay? Talk about things that are relevant to the subject. Follow the instructions. My next tip is to watch your time. So we know that the exam is 60 minutes long, and we also know that task 1 is worth half the marks of task 2. So we need to spend about 20 minutes on the first text on task 1 and 40 minutes on task 2. Okay? Now, you don't just sit down in the exam and start writing. Okay? You need to be fully conscious of the timings, because we also need to leave time at the end. We can read the text and make corrections. Even native speakers, even people who are very good at writing, make mistakes when they write. You must leave time at the end to go back to your text and read the complete text and look for silly mistakes, spelling errors, missing plurals, subject-verb agreement. Okay? So always be conscious of your time. 20 minutes for task 1, 40 minutes for task 2, and included in that some time at the end to read your text. My next tip is plan, plan, plan. Okay? Nobody sits down and starts with the first paragraph and writes all the way to the end, perfect, and gets an 8 or a 9. Okay? It's impossible. You need to give yourself time at the beginning to plan your text. Look at the question, brainstorm, write down your ideas, think about the structures of your paragraphs. Okay? Don't spend 20 minutes on this, spend a few minutes. Okay? Because a good plan will save you a lot of time and help you to get a high score. Okay? Planning is very important. We'll talk more about this in the writing masterclass. My final tip, and this is something very important, is do not memorize text for the exam. Okay? Cambridge, they know when you're using memorized pieces of text in the exam. Number one, normally because it doesn't relate to the question exactly. And also number two, because your writing level will be different or higher or lower than the other parts of the exam, okay? They are not stupid. They know if you are memorizing your text, okay? So one reason not to memorize is that you will get penalized for using memorized text. And the second reason is, if you are memorizing text, this means that your English is not at the level you want it to be. Okay? You are not ready for the exam. Okay? So don't waste your time memorizing text. Go back to the classroom, do some study, improve your level of English really, okay? Because then you can use your English to watch English films and read English books and talk to people on Skype and go on holidays, and it has lots of other advantages, okay? Don't try to cheat in the exam. Okay, so they are some techniques you can use to get the highest possible score in the IELTS exam. Now, don't forget to watch our writing masterclass. Link is here. And also, if you would like to see any more videos about grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, then don't forget to subscribe to Canguro English. Thank you very much. See you in class.